Yo, what's up, y'all? Hope y'all still good on those positive vibes out there. Today, it should be pretty dope because we're gonna be venturing inside of Adobe Premiere Pro and testing out a film emulation plugin from this company called Dehancer. Now, I'll just be transparent with y'all. They did reach out to me. They did offer me a temporary license to test out this plugin inside of Premiere Pro, but they didn't tell me anything specific to say. They just were like, hey, we want to know your thoughts about this as you're using it in your sessions. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna screen record and capture my session inside of Adobe Premiere Pro. I've already downloaded the actual plugin because you have to go through all this stuff where you put in the key and you have to download some of the camera profiles and stuff like that. So I did do that because I didn't want that to take forever in this video. But now I'm already inside of Adobe Premiere Pro. I'm just gonna try to use one clip and let's just see how this thing goes. All right, now apparently what I need to do is it drops in like you would drop any type of transition or effect on a clip, but I usually do everything on an actual adjustment layer. So I've already pulled that in. Now I'm just gonna pull this adjustment layer down into my actual timeline, and now let's just go through the process of using the Dehancer film emulation plugin. So we need to go to our effects, and then I believe it's in video effects, and then it's film emulation, and then right here we have the Dehancer Pro version 7.21 is what I'm using right now. So I'll just click and drag, add it to my adjustment layer. All right, so off top, I see it's already doing something because it changed the way my footage looked. It doesn't look like the log that it was in, and this was R5 footage, so it should be in log 3. So I'm not sure what it's already doing. Let me turn it off. Yeah, so this is what it looks like without the plugin, and then this is what it looks like when I first put the plugin on. I think what I would say about this already before I even get into anything, I see it's a lot of different categories in here, from input, film, film developer, film compression, expand, print, color head, film grain, and a whole lot more stuff. When I add the plugin, I wish it was just at 0 on everything and like let me access what I want to be on, because right now I don't really know what it's doing other than manipulating my footage in some way, shape, or form. So let's just go back and click on everything. All right, so input. Okay, I see the source is set to Rec 709, and I'm guessing, let me just change stuff. Okay, yeah. So this is on already. We'll go back to Rec 709. Oh, okay, and you could choose your camera as well. But before I do that, let me figure out what else is going on. All right, okay, so film. What happened? Oh, okay. So this is something that's doing a whole lot. So this film category is already turned on. It's enabled, and I'm guessing this is just all of those camera profiles that it made me download. So I could come in here and just click on a different profile for a different camera, which is actually pretty dope. The fact that you have all of this stuff, you know, available. It kind of reminds me of like being inside of Lightroom or something similar, where you have all of these, you know, pre-ready to go profiles that are already inside of the system. So this is cool. I'm just gonna hit this reset button. Okay, yeah, that's gonna take me back. So it comes already turned on with this Kodak Vision 3 250D that's already on, but I'm gonna disable that. All right, and it still doesn't look like my actual footage. So let's see what else is on. Film developer isn't turned on. Film compression isn't on. Okay, whatever this expand is, it's on. Let's see. Okay, that don't look like it did much, but it look like it's doing a little something. I'm gonna turn that off. Let's go to print. Is print on? Yeah, print is on. Okay, that did a lot as well too. Okay, so this is the print category. I can see this is turned on too. So everything, yeah, the saturation and stuff that you can adjust, all of that is on. You can adjust your target white. I see your exposure values could be adjusted in here, as well as my contrast. I mean, and I actually like the tones of this contrast, but still, once again, I wouldn't want any of this stuff turned on when I'm initially starting. So we're gonna turn print off. Let's see, color head. All right, that's not enabled. I think the other thing I would like too is if that enable button was like at the top and not at the bottom of these long lists. All right, film grain, that's turned on. Okay, yeah, and if I'll A/B that real quick, yeah, you can see that's doing a little something once it's on and off. All right, so we'll turn that off. Let's go to halation. That's not on. Bloom isn't turned on. That one isn't. Film damage isn't on. Film breath isn't on. Gate weave isn't on. All right, overscan. All right, static gate is already chosen. I'm just gonna turn everything off because once again, I just wish none of this stuff was on. All right, that's the same one. Let's go to vignette. I'm sure that's not on. I don't see a vignette on there. Monitor isn't on. Output isn't on. LUT generator. Okay, we cool. And then device is just showing what we're using. All right, so yeah, I think that would be the first thing. Just everything just at 0 or at least not enabled, so you can kind of, you know, build things like you would do in a color session anyway. You know, you would put your adjustment layer on and then you would kind of go and construct things. If you're going to use a conversion LUT to go to rec, you'll go there and then you'll kind of build everything else on top of that. You know, highlight, shadows, contrast, exposure, maybe, you know, I don't know, curves, adjustments, your primaries. Yeah, I wouldn't want anything on because I would literally want to know what's doing what. All right, so we're back at square one now. Okay, I don't want to hit reset because I feel like that's going to turn all that stuff back on. So I'm not going to hit reset. So let's just start with the input first. So source, instead of it being on Rec 709, because that's how it looks on Rec 709. Okay, yeah, because see right now it's not doing anything for us. So let's just go to, I'm going to go to choose camera because I think they have a lot of, okay, yeah, they got a lot of different profiles. Apple iPhone stuff. Let's see. You have your Alexa in here. I see a lot of different Blackmagic cameras from the Pocket 6K. I see the 4K. A lot of Canon stuff too. C200, C70. I filmed with a C70 also, so I'm curious to see what that looks like. Let's see if they have the R5 on. Okay, boom, they have my R5. So Canon R5, C-Log 3, Cinema Gamut. That's what I'm actually filming right now. So I'm just gonna click and turn that on. Okay. That's a tad bit, I don't know what to say that is. So, and I'm not, let me just go to Rec 709 version of it. All right, so we just gotta do some adjustments. So let's go back to that, to the Cinema Gamut. So that's gonna get me there because, you know, it punched the colors close to what I like them to be, but the highlights and stuff are very, 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 very punchy, and it's not giving me, you know, the depth in the shot that I would prefer. So, you know, I see it has exposure and temperature and all that other kind of stuff. So, you know, you could come in here and change all of that stuff, which isn't what I'm trying to do too much. And then you could come in and change your, you know, exposure comp and stuff like that. So that would probably definitely be what I would need to do. So let me just go to -1 really fast and see what that looks like. All right, -1 is getting me there a little bit, you know, faster. But I still want to shave those highlights a little bit more. Let me go to 1.5, -1.5. All right, so I'm not mad at that, but it's like too moody, too grungy. So I'm gonna just go back to -1. And what I really want to clean up is, you know, this area here on my face. I'm not mad at the lighting, but it's just kind of giving me more of a little washed out look right here in my darker tones. So let's see what else would be possible. Now I see they have defringing. What I'm curiously looking for now is like an area what I would be familiar with in Lumetri, which is, you know, being able to do my curves or to do, you know, some highlight, shadows, and that type of adjustments. But I actually don't think that's how this is kind of built. But let's just go through and try to do some other things too. Okay, they do have a contrast boost. So if I boosted that some, I'm just gonna go really high to see what it's gonna do for me. And then let's go back to 0 and let's turn this on just a little bit. All right, so I'm not mad at this. I'm gonna go to like 8% because I want it to be very subtle. And then the gamma is gonna do kind of the same thing, but it's gonna brighten it back up. So I'm gonna leave that there. And let's see how aggressive this color boost is. Okay, it is very aggressive. So I might do a color boost at like 5 and just see how that settles there. Now let's go to, what is this? let's see how this film goes. I want to go back up here to where it says film. Let's choose something because we need to turn this on. All right, and then let's just go through some of these. I'm gonna just start at the top. Let's see, color implosion 100. All right, that's not my preference. I actually like how that looks. It gives it a different feel. Okay. Yeah, so as y'all can see, it's a ton of these to choose from, and you will probably be here all day trying to find that one that you really like. The thing I do like about it though is that it reminds me of when I'm shooting with my Fuji camera, you know, being able to have those other profiles in there. And this is what I'm typically like. These Fujis, they look familiar off top. This Eterna, I'm always using that. Yeah, Riella Ace. The Fuji Chrome is one of my favorites as well. Okay, all right. So yeah, so what I actually like about this would be the fact that I could make this look similar to, you know, photos that I might be taking at a certain, you know, place or time of the day, and I want it to look and match what my Fuji camera is doing. This is actually kind of cool that I can make some of my other cameras look a little bit similar to it. All right, so I'm actually gonna stop on this Pro. Well, let me go to the next one really fast. All right, cause that Fuji Pro, I like this look right here. Yeah, that Fuji Pro, I'm actually liking how this one is looking. All right, so we're gonna leave the film there. Let's go to film developer. Okay, we already made that adjustment with the contrast. Film compression, we'll turn that back on. It's at 60 right now for impact. Let's see, 100. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna leave that one at 60. Let's go to expand. And we're gonna turn the black point slowly, see what it's gonna do. Yeah, I knew that was gonna aggressively go there. So let's see, what does 1 look like? Yeah, you would need like 1 on this black point for what I'm doing. And then the white point is at like 100, but you can shave that back as well, but still isn't quite doing, you know, exactly what I would want it to do as far as shaving back those highlights a little bit. But I also understand that this is gonna be something that I would literally do like in the end, you know, on top of what I would typically do as coloring. You know, so that's something to think about as well. Let's go to film damage. We're gonna turn that on. And then I also wanna turn on the film grain. Like that's my before and that's my after. Like I'm not mad with how this is looking, even with me just doing this and not doing the process of what I would typically do. I'm not mad at that because like, let's just go, you know, opposite direction. So let's go here really fast. I'm gonna just go to Lumetri color and I wanna shave my highlights down some because I wanna go there. And then let me come here to my wheels really fast because I just wanna pull my highlights down just a pinch more. And I'm gonna give it a little bit more contrast. Yeah, cause my highlights, that's the only thing I didn't care for. Just the part on my face is a little bit poppy. If you look in this region right here, like the right side of my face, like if I A/B that with that highlights, yeah, you can see it's just a little bit more punchy than I would personally prefer. You know, of course, everyone has their own preference, so. Yeah, but I'm not mad at that at all. Yeah, that's a major look there. Yeah, that's major. That's actually super surprising with seeing a lot of this stuff. You know, my first time using it and I'm just going through clicking on things, as you can see. I feel like of course, the more and more I would use it, I would get a little bit more familiar with some of these things, because right now, you know, just to be going through and just clicking on things and trying to find my way randomly, yeah, this is not bad. Let's see what this bloom looks like. Yeah, that could work depending on, you know, what type of situation you have going on. If you want that, you know, bloom effect, I think that'll be, you know, something that looks super cool too. But you can see once I turn it on and off, if you look around, you know, the edges, like if you pay attention to the top edge of my hat, you can see it's like blooming a little bit, kind of giving it this like halo look. Same thing for the, you know, the lamp in the back. See how it has this really soft look to it now? You can see it kind of bloom. You can look around my fingers, everything. And then right here, they also have different profiles that you can choose too. So right now it's on a 35 millimeters, Super 35. You can go to a Super 8, and then it's gonna give you more of a bloom. So yeah, if you like doing like a music video or something, and it's like high intensity and you know, you kind of jumping around, that's probably gonna give you a dope look. And it's like, you could do that inside of this plugin rather than download or try to, you know, purchase a million different, you know, whatever, plugins or, you know, overlays and stuff like that. I think that's kind of cool. Now, this is me being honest with you though. The difference between using it inside of this plugin over using something that's external and by itself is, of course, you don't have as much customization, because it's like, hey, look, it's either on or off. You could, you know, turn a mask mode on where you could probably see what it's actually blooming. So if I turn it on and off that way, you know, that's cool that you can see that. But then it's still the situation on, you know, it's either what they offer, you know, the 8 millimeter, 16, Super 35, and 65. It's either that or nothing type thing, and it's either on or it's off, you know, type thing, you know. So it's like, if you had that on its own layer by itself, then you could dial it down and say, hey, I don't want it at 100%, I want it at 50%. It would be kind of cool if it was a slider effect in there, where I can dial it back, where if I don't want it to bloom as much as it's blooming now, you know, because if it's on Super 8 right now and it's blooming that heavy, I might want to dial it back, and right now I can't. You know, it's not a way to dial it back. But I mean, it has a cool look to it. Let's check out the halation really fast. Let's enable that. Yeah, and I'm just clicking it on and off. And if you pay attention to like my shoulder where the lamp is, pay attention to like just the outer parts of my structure, you can see it turning on and off. But the same thing in here, and I could just go through and toggle stuff. I could go to Super 8. And if you look back here at the lamp, you can really see it working on the lamp. It's like blooming really heavy right now. Let's go to a different one. Just watch the lamp over my shoulder. Yeah, see, it dialed it back a whole lot. And now it's like almost barely there. But yeah, that Super 8 is gonna give you like a very heavy bloom. The film grain in itself is a win. I'm gonna put on the 8 millimeter, see how much heavier it's gonna be. Yeah, the film grain by itself is a win though. Yeah, I really like the film grain, because I'm always adding that type of little small touch to the videos sometimes. And I like that it's inside of this plugin to be able to turn it on and off. But once again, I'm a very custom type person. I just wish it was some type of slider on there to be able to have it at 100%, dial it down to 50, 20, or even if that was the options, you know, they were giving me like, hey, this is at 20%, hey, this is at 100, this is at 50, this is a quarter, you know, that would be dope. But I mean, as far as like the overall look, I'm not mad at it. Let's see, they have a LUT generator. All right, so disable input transform, so you could go in here. All right, so you could choose the LUT size. I'm gonna just do normal, and I wonder what else do I need to do in order to export the LUT though. All right, so this is something, I mean, I definitely would have to go and read up on and figure out how to actually export the LUT. Because I thought it was just gonna be a choose, you know, whatever this is, boom, hit export, and then, you know, you're just kind of good to go. But I guess not. They have a clipping indication on here. Oh, that's clever. Up on the monitor, you can actually turn on a clipping indication so you can see where things are clipping. And then they also have a false color. They have different zones. That I like that too. So you can really see everything. So literally, like on my face where I told you it was a little bit too hot and spicy for me, I can, you know, really see on here. And if I was gonna make adjustments color-wise or lighting-wise, I could dial down until it gets to a certain zone where you could do your false colorings. And of course you have you know, a vignette layer where you could turn that on. I don't really do too much vignetting stuff. What else did I see? Oh, overscan. This was turned on earlier. Oh, okay. So this gives me a chance to add like a negative. Let me see, they have positive. What else they have on here? Or you could turn it off. Okay, but we'll leave it on negative. So let's see what it's doing while it's playing back. All right, that's kind of cool too, because then you're gonna have to come in here and just offset stuff. All right, let's go back, reset that. Right here, you have your offset X and your offset Y. You're gonna have to go in here and offset that, offset your video so it'll sit inside of the negative the way you know want it to see. But I mean, I think that's cool. I do like the fact that they put an X and Y in there so I can change, you know, the video to actually fit in there. So now when I'm playing it, yeah, I mean, I think this is definitely going to be something that's cool if you want something that just have everything in one place, which I feel like is a lot of people who are doing some type of editing sessions, especially if you're doing some quick, fast turnarounds or you're editing a lot of videos, because if not, this is a lot of stuff to be adding into your session and to remember what folder you had. You know, what folder was my film stuff in? What folder was my halation and bloom in? It's kind of cool that they have all this stuff in one plugin. Oh, and you could choose, you know, what the film is like. Standard, I just did Super 8, they got Super 16. So yeah, all of that is gonna be, yeah, that's cool. I mean, it would be dope too. Oh, I could change the orientation. It could be horizontal. That's dope. Because that's like an immediate way to just have a different look in your video. I'm not mad at that either. Oh, and I could change the scale. Oh, that's clever. I mean, look at that. Even that quick with the overscan part of the plugin, you could just give your video like different looks, like super fast. Oh, they have an option to flip it, so you could flip it on which side. You could add static gate. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's talk about, you know, some numbers and stuff really fast though. I do feel like this is gonna be geared more towards people who are really like into, you know, doing everything from color grading and making your footage look, you know, more, I don't know, filmic. This is gonna be something that's gonna be specialized for that crowd and that audience. And the only reason I say that is because, I mean, it's not cheap. They have a lifetime payment of $449. If you get the lifetime deal, for 1 year, you can have it for $299. For 6 months is $199, and for 3 months is $149. I know everyone's situation is different, so it's like you gotta weigh those options on your own to see if that's something that you would like. Also, if you're using the iPhone, they have a Dehancer film emulation app that has film filters, cinematic presets. They have like built-in crop tools, vintage looks, a lot of different halation and bloom effects that you can use, film profiles, same stuff I'm showing you on the desktop. It looks like they have a lot of that stuff built into the app. And you can also do custom looks as well too. So you can save it and have one-tap custom presets whenever you're using the app on your phone. So might be something else to check out. And I think it's separate though from the desktop. So you're probably gonna have to still, you know, purchase something inside of the app, because I see it does says in-app purchases, but it won't hurt to test it out. Hope y'all enjoyed this session. I know it was a little bit longer than usual, but you got a chance to see something new, dope. And if nothing else, y'all go test it out, download it. And if you like it, invest. And if not, you can always just, you know, delete it off your computer system and keep doing what you typically been doing. All right, y'all. Hope this helps somebody out there. Y'all keep pushing, keep fighting, stay on the positive vibes. And as always, good luck. Talk soon.